Hey everyone, welcome back to Hurricane Web. In this video, we are going to learn how to create this beautiful Hugo blog website. This video will be very beginner friendly. So without further ado, let's get started. For this video purpose, I will follow this documentation. I will add the document link and source code link in the description below. For creating a new Hugo blog website, we need to run this command, which is Hugo new site and then your preferable app name. So we need to copy it, and then here I will open my terminal and then paste the command here and hit enter. So let's see what it gives us. So here we can see archives, assets, content, data, and so many more folders. Now we need to go to our project root directory, which is my blog. So we need to type cd my blog. So right now we are inside our project. Then we'll use paper mode theme, because making a personal blog or knowledge website, paper mode is one of the best choices because it's clean, fast, and actively maintained. So we need to run it in it and then this GitHub command. So we need to copy it and paste it here and hit enter. So here we can see it gives us a themes folder. Here we can see our paper mode theme, and then we need to enable our paper mode theme inside our hugo.toml file. So we need to copy this, and then in our hugo.toml we need to paste it here, save it, and then we need to create our customized layouts inside our layouts folder, which is here. Right now our layouts folder is empty, so here we will create a default folder, and inside our default folder we will create base of .html, list.html, and single.html. Base of .html will be our main template, and then list.html will be for our blog listing page, and single.html will be for each single blog post. So let's create a default folder inside our layouts. So here we need to type underscore and default, and inside our default folder we need to create base of .html. So here we need to type base of .html, and then we need to create our list.html and single.html inside our default folder. So we need to type list.html and lastly single.html. In our project, first we'll create our header and footer. So we'll create our header and footer inside our base of .html file, and then we need to create a css file in a static css folder inside. So let's create header and footer. So we need to go inside our base of HTML. For now I will close all other files. So here first I will create HTML boilerplate, and then inside our title we need to type .title, and then .site .title, and this site title will come from our hugo.toml, which is my new Hugo site. And then we need to link our CSS file. So we need to create a CSS file inside our static, and then we'll create a folder CSS, and inside CSS we'll create style.css. So here we can link /css/style.css, and then inside our body first we'll create a header. Inside our header we'll create a div, which class name will be container, and header flex, and then we will create another div, which class name will be site title, and here we need to type dot site, dot title, and then we will create our nav, and inside our nav we will create 4 anchor tag. So 1 2 3 4, and first one will be our home page, then second one will be our about, third one will be blog, and lastly we need to add our contact. And then below our header we will create our main content, so we need to type main, and we will give our main a class name which will be container, and inside our main we need to type block main, and then space and dot, and then we need to type int, and lastly we need to create our footer below the main, so we need to type footer, and inside our footer we will create a p tag. And here first we need a copyright icon text, so we can search in our browser copyright icon text. We can copy it from here and then paste it here, and then we need to type now.er, so it will show our present year, and then we need to type .site .title, and then we need to type build with Hugo. So our header and footer is completed. Let's see how it's look. Need to run our project with Hugo server lib, and then open it in our browser. So here we can see our footer and our header. Now we need to style our header and footer, so let's go to our style.css. Here we need to type HTML body, and then here height will be 100%, margin 0, display flex, and flex direction is column, and then we need to type body, font family, it will be Poppins, sans serif, and then background which will be F8, F9, F8, and then color will be #333, and then we'll add our container style. Here width will be 90%, and then max width will be 1100 pixel, and lastly margin auto, and then we need to give a style to our header. Here background will be linear gradient, and here we need to type 135 degree, and there will be color of 4F ACFE, and another one will be #00 F2FE. Padding will be 15 pixel 0, and color will be white. And then we will give a style to our header flex, so we need to type header flex, and here display will be flex, justify content of space between, and align item center. And then we will give a style to our site title. Here font size will be 1.8 rem, and font weight will be bold, and then we'll give a style to our nav. Here color will be white, text decoration none, margin left 20 pixel, font weight 500, and transition 0.3 second, and then we'll add a hover for our nav. So here color will be yellow. And lastly we will add CSS for our footer. So here we need to type margin top pixel and then text align center, background as 222 and color will be as CCC, padding will be 10 pixel. That's all. So let's see how our website looks. So right now we can see our beautiful header and footer. We still not create our home page, that's why we are seeing 404. So we already create our header and footer, and then we will create our home page, and for that we need to create a index.html file inside our layouts. So let's create our home page, which is index.html, inside our layouts folder. So make sure we are inside our layouts folder, and then here we'll create our index.html file. Let's close other files. So in our index.html or in our home page, first we'll create this hero section, and for that we need to add the background image and then this text and title. So let's create those. So we need to type define main, and then we will close it with int, and inside it we will create our hero section, and then here we need to type width dot site dot params and then dot our background image, which will be hero image, and then we'll add a style here. Here we need to type background image and then URL, and lastly int, and then inside our section we need to create a div and we'll give a class name as container, and inside our container we'll create h1 tag and we'll give it class name as hero title, and here we'll give title as welcome to my blog website, and then here we'll create a p tag and we'll give it class name as hero text, and here I will add a dummy text which I already created before, which is this one. So I need to copy it and paste it here. So our hero section is almost completed. Now we need to add our background image. So here I have downloaded these images from Pixels. So let's copy it, and then inside our project static folder inside we'll create another folder which will be image, and inside our image I will paste the images. That's it. So if we go to our project and then inside our static folder and then images, here we can see our images. Now we will add our hero section's background image inside our hugo.pml file. So here we need to type params and then hero image equal slash image slash blog.jpg. So this image is coming from image blog.jpg. So our home page is still not completed because we didn't add the CSS. So let's add the CSS. Let's see how it's look for now. So if we go to our Hugo blog site, it's look like this for now. So let's add the CSS. So here below the nav we need to add a style for our class hero. So here background size will be cover and then color white, padding 100 pixel and 0, text align center, border radius 12 pixel, margin bottom 40 pixel, position relative, and margin top 30 pixel, and then we need to type hero before, and here content will be null, position absolute, top 0, depth 0, width 100%, height 100%, background RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0.1, and border radius 12 pixel. Lastly, the index 0, and then we need to give a style for our hero title and for our hero text. Here position will be relative, and that index 1, and then we will give a style for our hero title again. Here font family will be Poppins, font size 3 rem, font weight 800, letter spacing 1 pixel, margin bottom 20 pixel, text transform uppercase, and then background linear gradient 90 degree, and color will be hash FA T416, and another one will be hash 00 F2FE, and then WebKit background clip, which will be text, and then background clip that also will be text, and then WebKit text fill color, it will be transparent, and then we need to add a style for our hero text, and here font size will be 1.2 rem, max width 700 pixel, margin 0 auto, line height 1.6, and font weight 500, and lastly color is hash F8 F9 FA. Let's save it. So that's all for our hero section. Let's see how it's look. So here we can see our beautiful hero section. After that, we'll create our about page. For create our about page, we need to create two about folder, one inside our content, and inside our about folder we need to create file index.md for the markdown file, and then inside our layouts we need to create another about folder, and inside our about folder we need to create single.html file. So let's create one by one. So inside our content, first we'll create our about file, and inside it we will create our index.md. So here is our content folder. So here we will create a folder for about, and inside about we'll create folder index.md, and then inside our layout we will create about and single.html. So this is our layout, and inside it we will create about folder, and inside our about folder we will create single.html file. So first we will code inside our about index.md file. Let's close other files. So in every markdown file we need to create front matter block. It's written between triple dashes. So let's create the front matter. So here we'll add title, and it will be about us, and then we need to add date. So here I just add a date, and then we need to add trapped, which is false, and lastly we need to close our front matter block. And then here I have already created a dummy text. I'll copy it and paste it here below our front matter block. It's all about this about page. So here we can see our about us, welcome to Hurricane News, and what we cover, who we are, what our readers say, like this. So I have created that before and just paste it here, so you guys can edit it as your preferable text. So here single hash means h1 tag and double hash means h2 tag, like that. And if we use double star, it's create the text in bold, and then if we use dash, it's create the bullet point. So that's all about the markdown file. And then we'll code inside our layouts about single.html, which is this. Here we need to type define main, and we'll close the tag with int, and inside it we'll create our about section, and we'll give class as about section, and inside it we'll add a h1 tag, and here we'll add dot title, and below it we'll add our content. So we need to type dot content. So save it, and then we need to give a style for our about section. So we need to go to style.css, and below the hero text we need to type dot about section, and then here our background will be white, padding 40 pixel, border radius 12 pixel, box shadow it will be 0, 4 pixel, 12 pixel, RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0.08, and then margin top will be 40 pixel. Lastly, text align center, and then we will give a style for our h1 tag. So we need to type about section h1, and here font size will be 2.5 rem, font weight 800, color hash 4f ACFE, margin bottom 20 pixel, and then we'll give a style for our feedback. So here font size will be 1.1 rem, line height 1.8, color hash 345, max width 800 pixel, margin 0 auto, 25 pixel auto, and then we'll give a style for our h2 tag. So here font size will be 1.8 rem, margin top 30 pixel, margin bottom 15 pixel, color hash 00 C9 A7, and then we'll give a style for our UL. So we need to type about section UL. Here this style none, padding 0, and then we'll give a style for our li. Here font size will be 1.1 rem, and padding will be 8 pixel 0, and then we'll give a style for our anchor tag. Here color will be hash 4f ACFE, text decoration none, and lastly font weight 600, and then we'll add a hover color. So we need to type about section a hover, and here color will be hash double F A751, Let's save it and let's see how our about section looks. So we go to our website and then about. So here we can see our beautiful about section. So here we can see horizontal divider lines. So how it's created. So if we go to our index.md, here we can see these triple dashes, and that's why the horizontal divider line created. So if we remove one between our welcome to Hurricane News and what we cover, like what we cover and this, so if we remove this triple dash and save it, this horizontal divider line gone. So that's how it's created. Let's save it and it's already there. So that's all for our about section. Now we'll create our blog page and blog post. So first we'll create the blog list and then we'll create these single posts. So let's create one by one. So for creating blog post, we need to create a blog folder inside our content, and then first I will work with only one post and then sequentially I will add other posts. So let's create a blog folder inside our content. So we need to go to our content folder and here I will create a blog folder, and inside our blog folder I will create this my first post.md or markdown file. So here I will create my first post.md. Here first we need to create front matter block. So we need to type title my first blog post, and then we need to type date, and then draft false, tags Hugo and blog, and then categories web development, image. So here we'll add an image for our post. So here we can type /image /image1 .jpg, and then we will close our front matter block section. Here we need to add a space. Let's save it. So for our first blog post I will add this dummy text. So let's copy it and then paste it here and save it. So now we'll put inside our layout default folder inside our list.html because we'll create the list of our blog post. So here we need to type define main and we'll close it with int, and inside it we'll create a h1 tag, and here we need to type dot title, and then we need to type range dot pages, and then we will create a div which class will be blog preview, and inside it we need to type width dot params dot image, and then image, and inside source we need to type dot, and inside our alt here we need to type $sign dot title, and then we need to type int because we will close our this tag, and then we need to create another div and its class name will be content, and inside our content we will create a h2 tag, and inside h2 tag we will create an anchor tag, and here we need to type dot permalink, and here we need to type dot title, and then below it we will add a p tag. Here we need to type dot summary, and then we need to add anchor tag again, and here we need to type dot permalink, and then here we need to type read more, and we need to add a right arrow icon text, so we can search right arrow icon, and then we'll choose this one. Let's copy it and then paste it here. And lastly, you need to add another int. So for this one we create this int, and then for range one we create this int, and for this we create int block. So that's all. Let's save it. Now we will give a style for our block preview content classes. So let's go to our style.css, and below our above section we need to type dot block preview, and then here display will be flex, align item center, background white, margin 25 pixel and 0, padding 20 pixel, border radius 12 pixel, and lastly box shadow, it will be 0, 4 pixel, 8 pixel, RGBA, and it will be 0.1, and then we'll give a style for our image. So we need to type block preview image, which will be 45%, and border radius 10 pixel, and then we need to give a style for our content. So we need to type dot block preview dot content, and here we need to type with 55%, and padding will be 0.20 pixel, and then we need to give a style for our is2 tag. So we need to type block preview is2, and here margin top will be 0, and color will be 4F ACFE, and then we need to give a style for our read more class. So we need to type read more, and here display will be inline block, and then margin 10 pixel, background 4F okay, color white, padding 8 pixel 15 pixel, and then border radius 6 pixel, text decoration none, transition 0.3 second, and then we'll add a hover for our read more. Here background will be #00 C9 A7, and then we need to add dot block preview dot reverse, and here flex direction will be raw reverse. We are using this raw reverse because in our home section the blocks will show in reverse way, that's why. So let's see how our block list look like. So here we didn't add the class of our read more, so we need to go to our list.html, and here we need to add the class read more and save it. Let's see how it's look. So here we create our block list, but we didn't create the single post, that's why here we can see 404. So let's create our single post. So for that we need to go to our default folder inside single.html, and here we'll create our single post. Here we need to type define main, and we need to close it with int, and then here we'll create a div, and its class name will be face content, and then inside it we'll add a h1 tag, and here we need to type dot title, and then inside our h1 tag we'll create a p tag and then em, and inside it we need to type dot date dot format, and we'll show the format like January to 2025, like that. And then below it we need to type width dot params dot image, and then below it we need to type image, and here we need to type dot and dollar dot title, and then we'll close this int, and below int we need to type dot content. So here we use this int for define main, and we use this int for this tag. So our single.html file also ready. Now we need to give a style for our face content class. So let's go to our style.css. Here below read mode we need to type dot face content, and here background will be white, and then padding will be 30 pixel, border radius 12 pixel, box shadow 0 pixel, 8 pixel RGBA, and it will be 0.1, and then margin from 30 pixel, and then we will add a style for our image. So we need to type content image, and here next width will be 100%, margin 15 pixel 0, and border radius will be 10 pixel. So that's all for the style. Let's see how our single.html look like. So if we go to our blog and then list and then go inside, maybe we need to run the project again. So let's run it again. We go server 2. So let's see how it's look now. So here we can see our single post. Let's go to blog again, and then if we click here, so here we can see our single post. Now we will add this post in our home page. So let's do that. So for that we need to go to inside our layout index.html, and then here below the section we'll create h1 tag, and here we need to type latest post, and then we'll type range I, comma $2 equal first 10, and then here we type fire dot site dot regular page, and then type and block, and then we'll add a div which class name will be block preview, and here we need to add if mode bool $i2, and then here we need to add reverse and in, and then inside the div we need to add with $p dot param dot image, and then we'll add our image tag, and here we need to add dot, and here $p dot title, and we'll close the tag with int, and then we'll create another div which class name will be content, and inside it we'll create a h2 tag, and here we need to type $p dot title, and then we'll add a fee tag, and here we need to type $fee dot summary, and lastly we'll create a anchor tag, and here we need to type $fee dot rel permalink, and here we'll add a class read mode, and here we'll add our read mode tag. Here we need to create another int block, so we need to type int. So this last int block is created for this define main block, and then for this one we create this int block, and for this one we have this int block, and then we need to add this inside our block preview class, and here we need to give it a space. Here we add range for loop through the collections, and then we add $I, the index of the current loop starting from 0, and then we use $fee, it means the current phrase, and then we use the first 10, which limits the list to only the first 10 posts, and then we use where.site.regular pages type and block. It filters all regular pages of the site to only those with type set to block. So that's all we are doing here, and then we're using the reverse class so that our posts show in reverse mode. So like the first image will show in the left side and the next image will show in the right side, like that. Let's save it, and then let's see how our single post look like. So if you go to our website and then blog, and then if you click on read mode, you can see our blog post. So, and then if you go to our home page, here we can see our blog post, and if you click, we can see our single post. So we already created one of our single post, and similarly we can create all others. So if we go to our doc, here now we just need to create this post, and then we need to add the text and font matter block, and then it all will show automatically. So as summary, here we can see only one line, but if we go inside we can see our multiple lines. So how we can do that? For that we need to add this tag, and it's make our text short for the summary. So if I copy it and then go to our my first post.md, and then after one line if I paste it, so you guys can add it as your preferable line, like 2-3 lines later too. Let's save it and let's see how it looks. So if you go to our site, now we can see only one line, and then if we go inside we can see all the other lines. So that's how we can add the summary for our blog post. So if I explain again, for our this blog post we have added a folder inside our content named as blog, and then inside it we create my first post, and there we add our font matter and dummy text, and then inside our default folder we work in our list.html file and in our single.html. In our list.html we code for show the list, and then in our single.html we code for show the single post. Now we'll create all other posts, and we don't need to code again inside our list.html and single.html. We just need to create the markdown file until the fifth post. So let's create one by one. So for the second post we need to copy it, and then inside our content block we need to create the second md post file, and here we can copy the first one and paste it here, and then here we can write our second post. you guys can add your preferable text. And then here I will add this second dummy text, and then I will use the second image. Let's save it. If you guys want, you also can change the text and categories. I just keep it as it is. And then if you go to our post and home, so here we can see our first post and then second post. And similarly in our blog, you also can see our first post and then second blog post. So let's create the third one. So and here, and the fourth one, and lastly the fifth one. Now we'll add this in our third post, and then here we'll tag third, and then we will use the third image. And for the dummy text, we'll add our third post, and save it. And for the fourth post, we'll paste it here, and we'll type here fourth, and here we will use our fourth image, and we'll add this dummy text and paste it here, and then save it. And lastly for our fifth post, here we'll type it, and then image number 5 and our fifth dummy text, and paste it here, save it. So let's see how it's look. So here we can see our fifth blog post, first blog post, fourth, second and third, but it's not showing as sequence like this one, like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. It's because post displays based on their font meta date in Python file. So we need to fix the date, and then it will show sequentially. So in our first post, we need to use date as 25. Let's save it. And for the second post, we will use 24. For the third one, we will use 23. For the fourth one, we will use 22. And for the fifth one, we will use 21. And save it. And let's see how it's look. So here we can see our first post, and then second post, third, fourth, and then fifth. And if you go to our blog, it also same, first post, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So we also need to show the summary text in our blog post, so that if we click on read more, and we can read more about our post, and we don't want to expose our all the text in our summary. So we need to copy it and then set it inside our post. So inside the second post, I'll paste it here, and then third post I will paste it here, and the fourth post I will paste it here, and lastly in the fifth post I will paste it here, and save it. Let's see how it's look. So we need to run the project again. So if we run Hugo server T, and let's see how it looks. So here now we can see the summary text, and if we go inside, we can see the full text. So our home, about, and blog page are ready. Now we will work for our contact page. For that, we need to create a contact folder inside our content, and inside our contact folder we need to create index.md. So let's do that. So inside our content we will create a folder called as contact, and inside contact we will create a file index.md. Here first we will create our front method block. So we need to type title contact and then date 2025 08 22, and then false, and lastly image slash contact dot jpg, and then we will close on front block. And then for our contact page I already created this dummy text, so I'll just need to copy it and then paste it here and then save it. And then we need to create another contact folder inside our layouts, and then inside contact we need to create single HTML file. So let's create, for our layouts we will create another folder contact, and inside contact we will create another file single.html, and here we need to define main, and then we will create a section, and its class name will be contact section, and also container, and then we will create a h1 tag, and here we need to type dot title, and then we need to type with saransh dot image, and then we'll create the image check, and here we need to type dot, and here we need to type dollar dot title, and we will close our with block with int, and then we will create another div which class will be content, and here we need to type dot content, and lastly we need to close our block with int. So here for this block we create this int, and then for this block we create this int. So let's save it. Now we need to give style for our classes, contact section, container. So we need to go to our HTML CSS, and below the block preview we need to type dot contact section, and here background will be white, and then padding will be 40 pixels, border radius 12 pixels, margin top 40 pixels, text align center, and then for our image we need to type contact section image, and here max width will be 100%, height auto, next height 300 pixels, object fit cover, and then border radius 12 pixels, margin bottom 25 pixels, and then we need to give a style for our h1 tag. So we need to type contact section h1, and here font size will be 2.5 pm, and then font weight 800, color as 4F ACFE, margin bottom 20 pixels, and then we need to give a style for our h2 tag. So we need to type contact section h2, and here font size will be 1.6 pixel, margin 20 pixel, 0 10 pixel, color as 0039A7, and then for our field tag and list we need to type dot contact section list, comma dot contact section list, and here we need to type font size 1.1 rem, line height 1.8 rem, color 222, and then we need to give a field for our URL. We need to connect contact from URL, and here list style none, and padding will be 0, and then we'll give a field for our list. So we need to type contact section URL li, and here padding will be a pixel 0, and then we need to give a field for our anchor tag. So we need to type contact section anchor tag, and here the color will be S4F ACFE, and then text decoration none, and font weight will be 600, and lastly we'll add a hover. We need to type contact section a hover, and here we need to type color as FF A751, and then save it. Let's see how our contact shape will look. So we go to our site and then go to our contact shape. So here we can see our contact, and then the image, and then all the other shape. So we have created our home page, and then our about page, and then blog page, and our contact page. So our project is already done. Let me summarize the project once more. So here first we created our blog site with this command, and then we add paper mode theme because it's a perfect match theme for our project, and then we enable it in our hugo.tml file, and then we customize our layouts with a default folder, and inside our default folder we created base of HTML, list.html, and single.html, and then we created our header and footer inside our base of HTML, and we give a style inside our style.css, and then we created our home page inside our layouts by index.html file, and then we created our about page. For that we created two about folder, one is inside content and inside another one is inside layouts folder, and we created index.md file and single.html file, and then we added our dummy text for our about page, and then we created our blog post. For that we work inside our layouts, default, list.html, and single.html file. In list.html we created our list for our post, and in single post we can see each post in details, and then we added the dummy text for our each post, and then lastly we created our contact page, and for that we also created two contact folder, one is inside our content and another one is inside our layouts, and we created our index.md file and then single.html file, and we added our dummy text. So that's all for today. In the next video I'll show you guys how to add this project in cPanel and make the site live. So that's all for today. I hope you guys like the video, and if you guys like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys have any query, you guys can comment it in the comment box. Thank you everyone.